Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the first of our new longer videos that are being posted on YouTube, being posted onto the YouTube page. Yeah, we kind of we got some requests for the longer videos to come back, which I obviously used to stick up on Facebook, and obviously that well, first of all, that quite surprised me, the idea that anybody would want to listen to me waffle on for 10 minutes whilst looking at a video of a dog. It was quite surprising, but apparently there are some people that like it. And the other thing about doing it this way is obviously if you don't like it, but you don't have to subscribe to the channel and watch the video, do you? So it's good. So yes, here we are, back doing the long videos again. So we're over at Drymere 108 today, or this morning at least. We have a merry little band of 8. We have Phoebe way down at the front there. You might be able to see her bouncing around. She'll probably be quite indistinct, because she usually is, mainly because she's normally about 200 yards away. But she's happy, and we've not permanently lost her yet, so we must be doing something right. There's my two, Willow and Ariel, the two springers. There's Mabel. There is Pip the Lip on the lead today, because unfortunately Pip managed to get a splinter that was about 6 inches long stuck in her side, and they managed to get most of it out, but unfortunately they had to go in to get the rest of it out, and they had to kind of open her up and then stitch her back up. So she's on the lead at the moment, just to make sure the stitches don't get caught on anything. She did have a mad 15 minutes earlier where she managed to outsmart me and get over the back seat into the boot, which I hadn't realised she'd done. And then when I opened the boot to get Bobby, to put Bobby on the lead, because Bobby gets it. Bobby knows he's on the lead, so therefore Bobby will wait until you put the lead on him, and then he'll get out the car. Pip, on the other hand, I think not. There was kind of a yellow streak that flew past me and shouted something like "fuck off, fatso," as she disappeared into the woods. Yeah, it was so, but we managed to get hold of her now, and she's back on the lead. So yeah, that's good. We have Little Miss Millie S, not to be confused with Little Miss Millie C. She'll be rejoining us. Millie C will be rejoining us probably in the next few weeks, I would imagine, because her mum and dad have had a proper baby. So yeah, her mum's off at the moment. However, apparently Millie C will be rejoining us pretty soon. And then last but not least, bringing up the rear, tail end Teddy. It's a bit like a tail end Charlie, but it's got a lot more energy, and it doesn't sort of loaf around at the back like a tubby teenager. It's but yeah, so that's this morning's crew. There's going to be another walk this afternoon, so obviously you'll get to see them as well. So I think what I'm going to kind of try and do, obviously every day we'll kind of get a film of the dogs that were being walked, and any, you know, hopefully we'll catch a few amusing incidents on there. Which obviously kind of happened last time. There were some very funny ones. Unfortunately, I missed some very funny ones down the years as well. There were a couple. There was the one where Muttley the boxer accidentally peed on an electric fence. Dear God, I honestly thought I was going to expire laughing at that point in time. And then there was also the one with also involving an electric fence where Boris the pointer jumped into an electric fence, but then couldn't understand when every time he tried to turn around he'd get electrocuted again, so he'd jump back and forth, electrocuting himself in the nose, then on the tail, then in the nose, then on the tail, then on the nose, then on the tail, until finally I had to kind of reach in there and haul him out. But again, that caused some serious mirth, it has to be said. They do some funny stuff. Admittedly, it's never deliberate, but they do some very, very funny stuff. The other thing I'll try and do as well is I'll try and do like a little introduction to each of the dogs, if you like, because I am aware that some of the dogs on the walks, they do get more attention than others, and that's just because like people, like kids, there are some of them that are you know, they just kind of do more to kind of put themselves in the limelight, if you will. And others are just kind of like, you know, happy to just trundle on and do their thing and not really be that bothered by what's going on. So what we'll start doing is we'll start doing on each of the walks, I'll try and do a little intro of one of the dogs that's on the walk, so you all get to know them all and can kind of have a little bit more information about kind of what's going on and what they do, and a little bit more of an idea of their character and some of the funny stuff that they actually do. So I'll start doing that sort of probably on the walks this week, and then come on guys, and then obviously you guys will kind of have a better idea of who all the dogs are. So yeah, I think I've kind of been through who's on the walk, haven't I? I have, yeah. So that's all good. So yeah, we'll leave it there for now then. Not too long of a video this time round. And we'll be back later on today with walk number 2, where we have the Jarvis and Charlie show, the great bromance. Although to be fair, I was a little bit tentative. Those of you that obviously are clients, you will know who Max is. Those of you who aren't, Max is a bloody big Rottweiler who I walk and look after, and Max is fab. He's absolutely awesome. He's a brilliant dog. He's just big and daft, and he's very, very funny. But I'm always a little bit nervous about introducing Max to other dogs, purely and simply because he never does anything to them. But his sheer bulk does seem to intimidate a lot of other dogs. When they first meet him, there's just kind of like that, oh shit thing goes on, and they kind of look at him, and because he is just bloody enormous. He's half dog, half donkey. And I was a little bit tentative about introducing Max and Jarvis. However, I needn't have worried. And to be fair, I probably should have worked it out beforehand, because Max, for some reason, seems to have a real affinity with spaniels. He gets on very, very well with Willow, one of my springers, which is quite unusual, because Willow, she's not ill-tempered or nasty or anything like that. She's just quite introverted. That's Willow there. And she's just quite introverted, and she's not really that interested in other dogs and what other dogs do. The only other dog really that's her friend is my other dog, Ariel, which is, there we go, there goes Ariel. But Willow, for some reason, has an excellent relationship with Max. But then also, little Millie Esther also gets on very well with Max. And Millie C, who, as I said, those of you who are clients or have followed us for a little while will know who Millie C is. She is another one. She gets on really, really well with Max. So yeah, there kind of seems to be a real kind of affinity between Max and Spaniels. However, last week Jarvis managed to get Chubby Charlie to play, which is unusual because Chubbs is, well, first of all, Chubbs is chubby, but Chubbs is also, he's quite a laid-back dog. He doesn't really particularly like playing. He just mooches around and does his thing and is dead happy having a sniff. And, you know, other than that, that's Chubbs. Perfectly happy, big bubbles, no troubles, crack on. But he and Jarvis really kind of went for it last week. So I'm going to be interested to see if we get more of the same today when they're out together, or whether it was kind of a one-off. So we'll have to wait and see whether we get any more. If we do, I'll make sure to get it on film. Anyway, I'm going to shut up now because I should have shut up about 5 minutes ago. And we'll be back later on today with another video. And in the meantime, enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. And yeah, from me and the pooches, mooch on, cheery bye.